Okay, so today I am going to talk about pet or animal therapy. We're going to talk about depression, anxiety, or anxiety attacks, um, a brain's overwhelming, and we need emotional support, mental support, or psychiatric disorder. Um, like sometimes people get super anxious about feelings, depressed, or even destructive. And this video is about that. This video is about how I use animals, or in my case, I use my pet as my therapy. Now, during my time of depression, and I had a lot of if you see my other video, which I would link it up to here, right over here, right here, I talk about my depression. I talk about my overwhelming issues. I didn't really develop through this until my mom passed away. And as I stated in other videos, please don't worry about it. I got through it. So now I'm just start teaching people how to get over it. And please remember, my mom passed away, and I was in this shoes. I didn't know how to deal with it. And doing chores was really hard for me. If you look at the video up here, when after this video, you will see a link to on here, and then what you do is you just follow it, and maybe you can learn something from it. But as far as I know, I didn't really go anything to do with therapy. I didn't have any insurance or anything like that to go some sort of therapy. So what I did was I used my dog here, Benny. Look at the camera. Come here. So I use him as my therapy, and he helped me through a lot. There were household chores that I wasn't able to do. For instance, I talk about my other videos about my dishes. Although I am a lot better now, I can wash all these, but during that time I wasn't able to. I was able to just pick up one thing, and then everything stops. My brain completely stopped, and I guess it was overwhelming, but now I am on a better path. It took a long time for me to get through this. Plus I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with the trauma. I didn't know how to deal with death. I didn't know how to deal with a lot of stuff. So now I learned that by having dogs, he helped me a lot through this. And what I did was, I used to just see my counter right here, like my kitchen counter here. I just left him on here with a towel like this right here, and I let him lay here while I wash the dishes. So basically, this is animal therapy, and I've checked around, and people do things like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera over here, and I'm gonna face down to here while I wash this. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? How I got through it. Okay, I know it's everybody will go through this, okay? And please remember that everybody will go through this in their lifetime. I don't think you will be able to get away with it. I don't know if you could, but I just hope that if I leave him here, you might be able to see him better, and by doing that, you'll be able to you know, let me talk about my therapy and how I got over it. And as I'm talking, maybe he would be pretty much, he's going to be the same way as he did before. That's what he did before. He was my therapist, and I know some of these mess. Like, I have to do a bunch of the videos later. That's why. So I hope that I put the camera here to actually, I'm gonna make a better view, I guess, of him. I'm trying to get a better view for you guys. I'm on a tripod right now, so as I talk, I wanted to I know it's a little shaky, sorry. I'm trying to get my tripod. It's a really long tripod, and I'm not good with it. I should have set it up first, but I didn't know I was gonna do this. So, and plus I got like 30 minutes to explain my symptoms, I guess. I don't know, maybe that's what you call it. Maybe you call that the symptoms, I'm not sure. But that's how I got through it, by having him. And like I stated, he helped me through a lot. And I guess you can use animal therapy. I know it kind of stinks, I should pause it, but then I'll lose my thought if I do. So I don't want to lose my thought either. And poor Benny has to be in the video. I know, thank you for helping me, Benny. So now I'm going to leave it between here, and I'm going to wash my dishes. I'm going to stage it like I used to, so that way he'll help me, you know, by having him in the scene. It is very important to have him in the scene. I found that out. By having him next to me here, nope, stay right there. Stay right there. By having him next to me here, he actually helped me through a lot. And that's what I used to do. I used to leave him on the counter here. So if you have pets, you can try to go that route. Maybe a cat. People go through with birds. Even like in this case, like a dog. And can you still see him? Why are you laying down? You know you're supposed to flop up, right? So I hope by doing this video, as me talking, maybe you can get something out of it. Because there were times that I stand here, and when I do things, like when I wash dishes, I would cry, and I would cry like uncontrollably, because I have never dealt with a death before, so I didn't know how to deal with it. Sorry, my washer's in the background, okay? I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to deal with a lot of things. And who would have, would have thought that, that I would have to deal with something like that. So, he used to lie just like that right there. And he used to help me. And that was really helpful, by him being close to me. And by being close to me, I forget about things here. I explained in my other video that I used to separate things out. I have to separate things out. And that was my secret to washing things. I did what I like. So now I'm still doing the same way. I pick up the stuff that I like. And when picking up the stuff that I like, I am able to wash things faster. And just like I stated earlier, is that once the brain gets overwhelmed, you have no control over it. Especially you're overwhelmed, you are dealing with depression, you are dealing with like sort of like an anxiety attacks. Like you want to do things, but you can't do it, and you just froze. It's sort of like I don't know how to explain that. I believe it's the brain got froze. And somehow it just got stuck. And I wasn't able to wash dishes. I wasn't able to do a lot of stuff. I wasn't able to do laundry. I wasn't able to do... I still am today. Still have problem with that. But it is a lot better. And it's been... it's going to be... This December, it'll be 3 years. And yes, I'm still going through it now. Like I stated in my other video, I'm going to link 2 of them at the end of this video, okay? I'm about 80% in. And that 20%, it's still not there. But I'm able to do normal stuff now. I'm able to get through a lot of stuff now. The depression is still there, but I was okay. Anxieties, especially like anxiety attacks. But here's the thing. You want to do something, but you can't. And what you need was something like him here. And he's a dog. And he's your emotional support. So, in a way, like you wouldn't think that an animal come to your life for no reasons. Like in beginning, I stated in my other videos, when he came to my life, I didn't know what was it for or what his purpose is, blah blah blah. But now I see a purpose in him. He was a purpose. He did serve a purpose. And now, like before, remember the people was gonna give him away. If you see my other video, I explained that they were gonna give him away, and I didn't know what to do with him. I said, you know, if I can't take care of him, I'll just bring him to a shelter, because he was the people who owned him didn't trust him, so they gave it away. And when that happened, I didn't know what to do with him. I said, you know what, I'll just take care of him. I mean, how much can he really eat, really? So, and now he actually eat our food. So it doesn't, I don't really buy dog food. I buy dog food like once every like 6 months or something. He only eats the dog food when he's really hungry. I put the dog food out, but he doesn't really eat them. Sometimes I would have to throw that out and put new ones in, but because he waits for me to eat, and that's the thing. So this got me through a lot. This dog got me through a lot, and to be honest, truthfully, they say things come to your life for a reason. It is true. I couldn't find that reason before, but I found that reason now. So I don't know. You know, everyone serves a purpose, and we all know that. And if you are going through this, and if you are watching it and you're going through this, please remember that you are not alone, and you will never be alone. There will always be someone like you. There will always be someone that go through this lifetime and have anxieties, attacks, and overwhelming. I didn't know that I was gonna be that person. I mean, who would have thought that I would go through something like that? And when I was younger, I didn't understand it either. But for the past 3 years, I started to understand a lot. I started to understand about myself. I started to understand about overwhelming of a brain, anxiety attacks, to depression, fear. I mean, a fear of just nothing. I mean, fear of just, you know. And also too, I didn't have destructive, like I didn't really do destructive things, but I didn't really care about things. So that would probably would you would say it's destructive. So that's how he helped me through. And I used to stand here, and I used to, believe it or not, there were times that I would stand here. And I would have to separate things out. I'll move this thing a little bit so you can see. Now, there's not a lot in here, because once a week we would, let me show you really quick. I'll rinse it out so I can hold on to the, sorry Benny, hold on to the thing here. Now you've seen that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right there, oh, I can't get the light. I need some light here. There's not much in there. There's not a lot of stuff in there. Maybe from this angle. Yeah. There's not that much in there, if you can see it. Not really. But remember, this would have took me a long time to do. And it is sad. I tell you that. It took me, sometimes it would take me a few hours just to do that pile. Can you imagine? But, so I found ways to go through with a dog. And so that's probably why they called it animal therapy. Maybe that's what the term is. And by using him, and he helped me a lot. I mean, this dog helps me a lot. Helped me to understand a lot of things. And yes, I'm grateful for him. Let me rinse some of that while I'm talking. Only got like 10 minutes left anyway. But through that, he helped me. Even like when taking him outside to pee or poop or whatever, he gave me a reason to leave the house. He gave me a reason to go outside. And if I didn't have him, I'll probably be staying in bed all that time. I probably would you know, go into a deep state depression. And to be honest with you, truthfully, it's actually cheaper therapy. Believe it or not, it'll be cheaper therapy to have a dog or an animal to have a therapy than going to a doctor or whatever. So if you're going to this route and you need medical things, you know, like you wanted to help yourself or whatever, maybe borrow a dog from somebody. You can borrow a dog or a cat, you know, from someone. I have to get something, I'll be right back. But maybe that would be a way to help yourself. And I have to take a sip too, sorry. I have to sip my coffee, sorry. To help, plus I'm a little thirsty but if I'm talking, to help with what I was going through. So in reality, if you have someone who have a pet or something, borrow from them. I mean, you might not have to, but maybe if you have a friend, you might want to borrow a cat or dog for just a little bit, or ask them that what you're going through. If you find symptoms like this here, like if you are on YouTube a lot and try to find information, or maybe because you think that you are, maybe that is a sign of depression. When you feel like you don't do anything, you don't care about the world, you don't care about yourself, you should always remember, you should always care about yourself. If you start to not to care about yourself, then that's when you know you're in depression state. And there were times that I don't even care if I live or I die. It didn't matter to me. But At that time, I didn't think, like, I didn't think of, you know, I didn't think straight. My mind was not in the right place. And by doing that, I had depression and I didn't know, because like I said, I don't have any insurance or anything to go to a doctor. And a specialist would have cost a lot, especially like a therapist. So each session I would have to pay out on my own. So there were times that I found ways, and I used to put, like I said, I used to put a towel on my kitchen like this and let my dog lay on it while I'm doing dishes. And I have a window right here, right next to me here. I lift that up also, and I look at the traffic lights. I would space out sometimes. I would also cry a lot because, you know, you lost your mom, of course you're going to cry a lot. There are times that I stand here and I just start crying. And there are times here that I just stand here and tears would just come out of my eyes while I'm washing dishes or try to wash dishes. And geez, I mean, if I save all that, it would have been more than a few cups, I think. So, but that's how I got through. And that's how I got through my depression, or whatever that stage was. And now, as you can see, I don't have that much problem washing dishes no more. I don't have a lot of problems doing a lot of things. Before that, it took probably, like that pile right there that you saw, it would probably take me a whole day. Can you imagine taking the whole day for maybe like 50 spoons or forks and knife, whatever, 50 pieces together? Can you imagine? It would take me a whole day. I would have to do a few and then I just stop. My brain just stopped. It is the most craziest thing that I ever dealt with. And then I would go into a state that I don't even know what's wrong with my head. Like, I would just pick up one thing, just one thing, and then froze, completely froze. I mean, it is the craziest thing that I have to deal with. And during that time, I didn't understand it. I didn't know that it was actually depression. I believe that was depression. Oops, sorry, I had to move my rug here a little bit. I didn't know that was depression. I didn't know that was overwhelming of the brain. I didn't know that I need emotional support. So basically, I went through a dog to have emotional support. I didn't know that I was depressed. I had anxieties, like I don't know what would you call it, but I wanted to do things, but I couldn't do things. I don't know what that is. So I found through him. My therapy was through him, and that was my therapy. I found through him by placing him on here. Because this is my counter, this is my kitchen here. I'm done, so I can pan out a little bit. See, that's my kitchen, where my kitchen sink is. You probably saw some of the videos there. And by doing that, I am able to do household chores things. And that's how I found my therapy. So anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. But if you ever feel your anxiety, your depressions, or brain overwhelmed, or you need emotional support, or any type of mental, psychiatric disorder, depressions, or anything like that, you might want to go through this route the same way. Seek into animal therapy, because it gives you a reason It gives you a reason, but not only that, it gives you a reason to forget. And that's how I was with him. So he gave me a reason to forget. And that's how I got through it. Like I said, just by bringing him outside to pee and poop would have helped me to get outside. So he gave me a reason to go outside. Anyway, I hope that you would learn something from this, and I hope that this will help somebody out. And if you're going through things like that in your life, please remember that therapy can be costly, but an animal like this is not. So, and it's also a lot helpful because it takes your brain, that overwhelmed part of your brain, away. And that's what it did to me. So, I'm going to conclude this video, and I hope someone's out there. Just please remember that you are never going to be alone. You will go through this once or twice or maybe even 10 times in this lifetime. But remember that you can seek help, and you can't seek help, and you can even seek help through an animal, because that's what happened to me. And animal therapy, I am really all for it now. I didn't even know that actually exists, but now I do. I see it on my own self. So I hope you seek some kind of animal therapy, because it gives you a reason, and that's what it was. A dog would follow around you all over the place. He's a pain in the, you know, ASS once in a while, but that comes with the package. Okay, other than that, that's about it. And please remember, you are not alone, and you'll never be alone. Okay, I guess I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to check the link up here, okay, and at the end of this video. I'll talk to you in the next video. Okay.